Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the start of my new Formula 1 career. I decided to go with Williams because they were the best choice, really. And actually, before I did this, I didn't know you could actually unlock Williams. And I started a whole race with Caterham, and I was just like, I did such a bad race. I finished 22nd, and I was like, I really don't want to just be fighting for the last 5 places on the grid. And I just looked around and noticed that you could unlock Williams, and I was just like, what the hell, I just wasted so long. And so basically I'll show you this layout, which I've spoke about in the previous 2 episodes on the demo, where I basically show my first practice lap. As you can see, I had a setup as well, which I'm adjusting a little bit. I don't know if it's any good, but I'll put the setup in the description just in case you guys want to try it out, or maybe improve on my setup, because I'm not that great with setups. I usually go online and just adjust them a little bit to my liking. But basically how I'm going to lay this out is I'm going to show my first practice lap, as I will do, which will show whether I'm good at this track or not. So you'll be able to see that I understand the track. I sort of know where my braking points are. I have a good knowledge for the track. And after that, I'll show my fastest qualifying lap. In this session, I was able to get to Q2. I didn't even know we had qualifying sessions in this. I left them on by accident. But yeah, I made it to Q2. So I'll miss out the Q2 lap. No, sorry, the Q1 lap to get myself to Q2. And I'll basically just show the fastest Q2 lap, if you understand what I mean. Qualifying 2, basically you have to, there's 3 qualifying sessions, 1, 2 and 3. If you qualify, I think it's 17th or above, you're into Q2. I qualified 15th, so got into Q2 and did did a couple more laps in Q2. And to get into Q3, you have to be 10th or above, and I had no chance of getting there. But basically, I'm going to try and turn it off anyway, because I didn't want to have the qualifying sessions, and I'd rather just be able to just go out on the one lap and just crack it out and try and get my fastest lap just in one session. And what was I saying? I was saying about the layout, wasn't I? But basically, yeah, so showing my first practice lap now, and then after that I'll show my qualifying 2 lap. Then I'll go straight into the race. And what I forgot to do at the start was actually show the difficulty of this game, because a lot of you guys always look at videos and you're like, oh, this isn't on hardest difficulty. But I basically showed at the start of the race the assists that I'm using, aka none. I'm using no assists, and I show at the end as well, near the end of the video, what difficulty the AI was on, aka legendary, the hardest difficulty. Show that I have no flashbacks or anything like that. I'm basically trying to make it as realistic as possible, and that's it really. But yeah, this game was actually due for release today on Steam, which I'm in the UK, by the way, so it was due for release today in the UK. But that was actually the fastest lap in... Yeah, as you can see there, it was the best in first practice, right there, 1:28. I was pretty shocked by that. Me and Maldonado were first and second. We were just like, wow. I expected to get a bit higher than what I do on here, because I made a couple of mistakes on the next couple of laps, which I obviously don't show. But my first lap was the fastest throughout the whole session, so I was totally just like, oh god, that sucks. Because usually the track evolves the further into the session, because there's more grip and all that. 'Cause as you can see, there's a racing line right there. You can see the black line. If you're on that, you have more grip and all that sort of nonsense. And I was saying something, wasn't I? I always get carried away with when I say something. I got a bit greedy there, but trying to use KERS and, well, not KERS as much as possible, but DRS as soon as possible. Just apply it. Oh, a bit of a lock up there. That wasn't very good. I need to be a bit softer on the brakes. Got a bit greedy there. DRS activated there. Turn it off quickly, because this is a full throttle corner. Switch it back on straight away. This corner I couldn't get perfect each time. As you can see, I was greedy again. Got a bit of grass on my right front tyre. blah, blah, blah. DRS activated as soon as possible on here. Even when you're taking a corner, DRS is activated and open. Bit of a lock up there, but made the corner. It was pretty good. Hit the apex and everything. And on here, you just want to kiss the grass a little bit. Kiss that little bit of grass. This corner I couldn't get perfect either. As you can see, I was like a bit wary on what gear I should be in, and because I'm driving manual, I've got a flappy paddle gearbox, and the last sector is where I lost out most. I always lost out on this last sector. I couldn't get it right. It was this corner, you just brake a little bit and then apply throttle again, and it was this corner as well. I could never get that right. Look, it went a bit wide there, and this corner as well. You're supposed to go a bit more on the inside, and there you go, 128.096. Not the best lap, but that's basically the best I could do, which got me into 15th place. So the objective is to finish 13th or above. As you can see, I don't know why I'm going through my whole things, my setup again, but that's my setup right there. There it is. I don't know why I'm doing that. Yes, that's my setup. So look, I think I show my little options here, but I actually had a problem during this race. For some reason, I think there was a glitch. Oh, look at that McLaren front front row lockout. But I think as soon as I am able to do so, oh no, I don't. I thought I showed it at the start of the race. Okay, at the start I actually, because Alonso was ahead of me in a faster car, I applied curves straight away. Get a curve straight down, and hopefully get the edge on him, but as you can see, he gets a better start. And there's a Red Bull in front of me as well. I'm guessing that's Mark Webber. Yes, it is Mark Webber. But nice and tidy at the start. Nearly in a Force India sandwich right there. Is that Di Resta there? Being a bit... Ooh, oh, is it going to be green? Take a bit of end plate off the Force India to the left, but I see a chance there, and try and go around Perez, but as you can see, they're a lot more aggressive this year. And there's a lot of slow cars. My teammate there just gave him a little bit of a nudge, which I shouldn't have really done. Take him on the inside. Oh, I nearly missed that freaking corner. But already got myself into 8th, which is pretty darn good. Grosjean ahead of me. He's in a much faster car, so it would be very difficult to catch up to, basically. But P8 from 15 is very good. I was being quite cautious, but a little bit too aggressive, in my opinion. I won't be like that in every single race, but this is my first race, so be kind to me. You know, I was a bit stupid. But yeah, I was basically on about a problem which I was having. I was like down on power or something. You can actually tell on the straight, this next corner coming up. Pardon me, god damn it. But basically, in qualifying session, I'm using the same setup, obviously, but I'd be hitting the 7th gear by the finish line. But look at that, as soon as I hit the 7th gear, it slows down. My car slowed down a lot. If you looked at my setup, my top speed was, I think, like 200 miles per hour, and I was only hitting 172 at the most at the end of the straight. So it basically made me an easy target in a DRS zone, which is actually on the straight. So whenever a car was within 1 second behind me, they could flick the rear wing on and get an extra bit of downforce. As Grosjean here, going very slow, he was trying to overtake, I think, Vettel in front of him. Look at that, apply a bit of curves, chuck my car to the right of him. I've got the inside line for the next corner, and I had the advantage basically. Up to P7, very, very nice start. Clean overtake, nothing too bad there really, was there? But I don't think I had a chance to catch Vettel, so I was just trying to pull away from Grosjean. As you can see, 9/10 away from him at this part, but I could actually pull away from him in the first 2 sectors, but it's just on sector 3 where I was just very cautious on my brakes, very, very, very cautious on my brakes, because I didn't want to go too wide, or as you can see, I completely missed the apex there. But yeah, you'd probably be able to see here actually, because I think Grosjean, as you can see, was 9/10 behind me on the previous sector. Okay, and look at him, just a bit quite far away, 3/10 away. And you can just hear the engine note. It actually sounds a lot more quieter. It just like tones itself down. I don't think that's anything to do with. Look, I'm on the faster fuel setting as well, so I don't know what that problem was. I hope it isn't persistent, because obviously I want to be fast and be able to catch up to other people, which I did, but I think that's because Grosjean was trying to catch Vettel and it didn't happen, basically. As you can see, he pulled 9/10 away from him again, just from the first sector alone, which is very good, just pulling it out in the first sector. I keep looking up on that corner. I'm not. This is what I need to learn over the course of the season, is to look after my tyres a lot, because obviously you can see there I'm getting grass on my tyres and being a bit greedy in the corners. 1.2 seconds. Look at that, 1.2 seconds ahead of Grosjean now. But yeah, I need to look after my tyres a bit more. I'm quite cautious on the throttle. I'm not too greedy with it. But you can see I'm still getting grass on from most of the corners. So I just need to calm down with that a little bit. But just from the last sector alone, oh, was I lock up a little bit, which made me go a bit wide there on the second to last corner. But let's see here. Saved a lot of curves for this back straight. As you can hear again, 0.2 of a second behind me. That's a full second because of the last sector and the final straight. That is not right, basically. As I didn't want to do that. I don't know what happened there. I think I was pressing the wrong thing. I wanted to change my fuel setting. I wanted to go back onto standard, I think. Let me just take a drink. My throat's very dry. That's good. Pardon me. But yeah, I wanted to go into standard setting. As you can see, yet again, pulling 7/10 away from him. And Vettel is slowly pulling away, 3.6 seconds. But yeah, I gave my first thoughts in the previous video, but they were all down to the demo. So basically, I was judging the demo. Obviously, by the demo, you don't really get a lot of things. You get the Abu Dhabi young driver test, which I didn't really like. It's a bit annoying because if you do it in the demo, you have to redo it in the full game as well. Which also reminds me, I had a similar problem to what I'm having in the Abu Dhabi hairpin test. Basically, you had to hit the hairpin, get enough speed out, reach 185 miles per hour, and brake in time. Basically, I was hitting the apex perfectly. Applied curves. Oh, look at that. Grosjean and Vern, I think that is, or Ricardo. Catching up to me on the straight big time. But yeah, on that test, I was basically full throttle. I don't think you can use curves or DRS, but basically did everything correctly, and I couldn't actually reach the top speed. By the time I reached the zone I was supposed to be braking, I was only at 172 miles per hour. I remember it perfectly. And so what I did was restart my computer, and that helped. And obviously, because I don't want to restart my computer because I'm in the midst of a race, I don't really want to, you know, start a full race again just because of a problem. Pardon me. Because I sort of see that as cheating, you know. But I had a really good start, so I didn't want to restart the race and, you know, not be able to replicate that start which I had, which was very good, although aggressive. But yeah, but that's really annoying. It seems to be like it's happening quite a few times. I mean, at Abu Dhabi, then in this race. But yeah, at Abu Dhabi, basically when I restarted my computer, I started the game up again because I wanted to, you know, start the career mode. And basically the first time, I just did it straight away. I was so freaking ecstatic, but I was literally shouting at my computer when I couldn't couldn't do it. I was just like, what the hell is going on? I was shouting, just like, come on, I'm doing everything perfectly, and this is really annoying me. There's Grosjean there getting a lot more speed. I think, oh yeah, he gave up. You could see him in my left mirror. I couldn't think of the word then. You could see him in the left mirror. He was trying to go right, and he just couldn't squeeze me out. And this is basically where I wanted to be. Well, not be. I mean, I'm keeping Grosjean behind me, which is good. So I'm trying to ensure that I had a point to finish, basically. Even if I came out behind Grosjean out after the pits, then I'd still be in the points, which is exactly what I wanted. For my first race, starting 15th, I wanted a chance to get into the points and get my name onto the scoreboard. And, you know, I'm trying hard throughout the race, but what I need to do is just calm down a little bit and, you know, take the corners a lot better. I was talking about the first sports and stuff, wasn't there? But yeah, I couldn't really judge the game from the demo, really, could I? So, you know, there isn't much difference really, apart from the fact that you got career mode and all the other stuff, obviously. And you've got champions mode, time trial, time attack. It's got some weird modes. But people are complaining about a few things. For example, taking out P1, not P1, yeah, practice 1, practice 2, and practice 3. It's just one practice session. Which I don't really mind. But yeah, I was supposed to pit stop there, but I thought I'd take it a lap longer to see if I can pull out a lead or something. But I think I should have really pitted in there, so I'm going to actually stick to that plan next time and actually pit at the right time and all that stuff, because John-Eric Verne is catching me at a high rate, really. But yeah, what was I saying? Something about thingy. But yeah, people are complaining about it being the steering being really sensitive in the demo. I don't see that. I don't understand the whole beef with the steering wheel being sensitive. It's probably just because they've got the wrong steering wheel settings and stuff. I just see it as being fine. But yeah, I've got an old Thrustmaster steering wheel, and it seems to work absolutely fine throughout the whole game for me. Oh, getting a bit wide there, missing the apex. But yeah, that's it. I actually heard a lot of complaints. Someone complained about the career mode when it completely removed them cinematic things when you had interviews after the race and between races and all that sort of crazy stuff. And people were complaining that they didn't improve it, but instead they were just like, meh, remove. There you go. First mistake, and I fall behind John-Eric Verne, which is very costly when I come into the pits. I think I was focusing on my mirrors, which is a big distraction, really. But yeah, it could have cost me a place, and the pits are quite bad, actually, because as you can see right there, that is Pastor Maldonado. That is my teammate, and he is only just behind me, and I was just like, oh, this is not good. And as you can see, the Sauber's pit stops are right behind us, so they're going to get out before us, and we'll have to... Basically, as you can see, they're delaying us just because there was a Sauber coming past, which delayed Maldonado coming into the pits and all that crazy stuff, which wasn't very good, because I think that lost me a couple of positions. As you can see, I could have been ahead of them guys there. As two Saubers, I think I've lost out big time there, actually, but Verne is still behind me. I think I got to jump on Verne. Yeah, I did. Oh, god damn it, what the hell? Oh, very aggressive. Oh, god, that was really bad from me. That was very bad driving. I admit that was bad driving. But I pushed Perez wide there, regained the position. Boom shakalaka, that is mine. Still in the point after the pits. That is good. P9 down from P7. But as I said, I would have been ahead of Alonso and whoever was in front of him as well. I think it would have been probably Grosjean. But yeah, it looks like they were pulling away at a rapid rate, actually, so it would have probably been a matter of time before they overtook me, but it would have been a nice place to have been, because it would have definitely ensured I would have finished, you know, in the points. As I do that by accident, because I don't think I want to be on the wets. Not at this race, not in this sunshine and all that sort of stuff. Just let me take a drink. But now I'm on the prime tyres, which are the harder compounds than the softs. They generally have less grip than the softer tyres, but they last longer. So you know, you can pit whenever for the primes, or you can mix it up a little bit, start on the primes and switch onto the softs and just push yourself to the limit on a evolving track. I've seen that actually in real life a lot of the times. I think Sergio Perez has used it quite a few times. And yeah, he did it in Monza when he got onto the podium. Big lock up there. I should really be looking after these tyres, but that was really stupid of me. Sergio Perez did it when he was 12th. He basically started on the harder compounds, these tyres, and he worked himself up, so when everyone was pitting in, he was actually first. He was first for a lot of the laps, and everyone was like, what's he still doing now? It's crazy, he should be pitting by now. But he was staying on the pace. The Sauber is nice on its tyres, and he was just demonstrating it perfectly. Everyone was like, oh, he's going to come out in 8th and, you know, not finish that well. But once he did pit in, I think he did come out in 8th, but he worked himself up onto the podium, which was, oh, it was so epic to watch. Just hearing, oh, Perez is setting the fastest laps. Oh my god, he's going really fast. He's going 2 seconds faster than the leaders, or whatever they were saying. I was just like, wait, what? Where the hell is Sergio Perez? Oh, he's like 30 seconds behind them, but he was catching them at a second a lap. Freaking faster than the Ferraris, which was 2nd and 3rd. Which was amazing news, because I'm actually a fan of McLaren. I'm not an arsehole fan to the point where I'm like, oh, this team, I want them to lose, I want them to crash, etc, etc. Look at this! Look how fast he is going compared to me then. I mean, yeah, he had DRS, but I was using full... I think I used a full tank of Kers just in that straight, and he was still catching me at such a high rate of knots, which is crazy. But yeah, when it comes to points and stuff, I'm not like, oh, I want them to crash, I hope they crash, etc, etc. I'm more like, oh, I hope this guy overtakes him so he takes more points off them. So when Perez overtook Alonso, I was just like, oh my god, that is such a relief, take more points off him, please. Because if you didn't know, Fernando Alonso is leading the championship right now. It's about, he's got like a 37-point advantage, which is pretty good. The fact that he started off in such a bad car, but I think people were milking it a little bit, and they kept on saying every race, oh, Fernando's in such a bad car. I mean, I have total respect for the guy. He's a fantastic racer, but I just don't like the guy, but I have respect for him, if you understand what I mean. But I mean, after 2007, it's just, you know, you can say typical British fan, whatnot, but I think, you know, Lewis was in his rookie season, and I think things just went out of hand. I think Fernando should have stayed at McLaren personally, but yeah, he was, you know, I think he was just stupid old dilemma and holding his teammate in the pits. It's just unfair, really. But yeah, like I said, total respect for the guy. The guy's doing an amazing job this year, and there's no doubt in his the most complete driver at the moment. You know, Lewis is one of the fastest. Same applies for Vettel, but you know, I think this season is really showing the better drivers, if you understand what I mean. If you look at the Drivers' Championship now, it's got Fernando Alonso in first, who's been consistent, Mr. Consistent. He's only not finished once, and that's due to the crash that Grosjean started, and if you have different opinions on Lewis Hamilton started it because he didn't brake. Yeah. But yeah, he's only finished, not finished one race because of that, and you know, it could have been a lot further in the standings, really. But oh well. He's won, I think, 2 races, three races. He's won, and in second you got Lewis, who's a completely different guy from last year. Last year was just dreadful, crashing every corner. He's like Pastor Maldonado this year, basically. Pardon me. But it's just showing his consistency. If it wasn't for his team cocking up at the start of the season, you know, a lot of the things weren't his fault. He probably made a couple of mistakes, but a lot of them weren't his. Look at that, Perez, so much faster than me. I think he actually... No, I shut him off there. That was quite good defending. I gave him enough room, obviously. He had the better line, and I just cock-blocked him, basically. But yeah, Lewis could have had a lot more points, but it's all what ifs and buts. But you can't really say that, I don't think. You know, what if Fernando Alonso did finish that race in Spa, and what if Raikkonen overtook Vettel at Bahrain? What if, what if, what if? And yeah, third in standings, Kimi Raikkonen, 1 point behind Lewis Hamilton, and he hasn't even won a race this season, showing how important consistency is this season, because of all the cars, there are a lot, I don't know, it's just been a surprise season, obviously. At the start of the season, you wouldn't have said, oh, Nico Rosberg would have got his first win, Pastor Maldonado would have got pole position and won as well, and Sergio Perez getting 3 podiums. Is it 3 podiums? I think he's had 3 podiums now, yeah. I think two second place finishes and 1 third? Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's just basically showing how crazy this season is, and it's just bringing out the best drivers. I think last season was just crazy. I think Mark Webber had an awful season compared to his teammate who just dominated it. I mean, it was genuinely a boring season, but I obviously wasn't going to miss it because I love Formula 1. What I'm trying to do there is stick to the inside line, so Sergio Perez didn't have the better line than me, and you know, that's a good thing to do. It's basically block him out from being on the better line. But you know, I don't think I was being silly there, like weaving inside and out. I wasn't doing that sort of crazy stuff. But 2 laps from the end, not doing too bad. I'm not being stupid. I'm getting a bit more consistent towards the end of the race. I'm not cocking up as much. As you can see, taking nicer lines. Obviously got a bit of grass there because I stayed on the curb a bit too much. And all that sort of stuff. Just 1 second. I don't think I've ever made a commentary this long, so I'm struggling a little bit with this. I'm just drinking a lot of my energy drink, just to keep my throat all energized and all hyperactive and stuffs. But yeah, that's one thing I was actually upset about, is the fact that you couldn't actually pick Sauber as your team. And I really wanted to do that, because Sauber are nice on their tyres, and all that sort of Galandra or Banjo. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, I basically just completed the whole of the young driver test and unlocked the Williams team. I did say at first that I wanted to be in the Williams team, so I decided to go with them anyway. Look at that, I'm using a full tank on my Kurz, and look how fast he is. I mean, that's just confirming that I have a problem. Using a full tank of Kurz and not being able to stop someone from overtaking me, even though he's using DRS, is crazy. I mean, Kurz gives you a good boost around the whole track. I mean, that was bad lock up there. But it, you know, it can probably fend off someone who's using their DRS and against you, and if you're using a full tank, I mean, that's just crazy stuff, yeah? So what I was doing here was not using Kurz at all, and I was doing quite nice. Look at that, 9 tenths ahead of Ricciardo, which, you know, is pretty good. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm pretty upset I can't be Sauber, but I must say the Williams does look a bit nicer. But looks, excuse my French, looks, it doesn't really matter that much, but I'm glad I didn't have to be catering, because I didn't want to be fighting for basically the best of the newer teams, because, you know, they don't get points unless you know the track that you're on amazingly well, and you somehow get into Q2 and get quite high in Q2. Then you know, you're never going to score points. For a driver like me, who's not the best, who can't set the best times, and you know, isn't that consistent, I was never going to score points in the caterum. Maybe at Silverstone I might have been able to sneak in there if I was lucky, but yeah, approaching the last lap now. I've still got Ricciardo behind me. Look at the speed he's getting there. Thankfully, I was able to keep him behind on the straight, because that just means I have to keep him behind now until I reach the straight again, where, you know, they won't have to be able to use Kurz that much, and DRS, sorry. For some reason I braked really, really early then, but I don't know why I braked that early. That was extremely early, like really, really early. Stupid early. And it looks like Kobayashi overtook Ricciardo, which is quite good. Lewis Hamilton wins the race. Congratulations, Lewis. Congratulations, man. It's a shame you couldn't do that at the start of the year when you were on pole position. Oh, God. I would talk about the McLaren team and all that sort of rubbish at the, but you know, I'm nearly completed this section. I'll probably talk a bit more about F1. But yeah, I've been watching F1 properly since 2010. I was on and off from 2007 because my godfather got me into this. I was watching it a lot with him. I woke up at like 7 o'clock to watch it with him. And then I started watching it properly in 2010. I bought the Sky package at the start of this year, and I'm watching every race. And you know, I know a bit about Formula 1. I'm not the most clever guy, so if I ever say anything wrong, then, you know, correct me. Go ahead. I won't be offended. Before it happens, I'm going to say I was a bit naughty here. Like, as you can see, yeah, I was very naughty. That was very naughty. But oh well. But yeah, 15th, starting 15th, where Pastor Maldonado did finish, which isn't very good from him. Come on, Pastor, what are you doing, lad? Kimi Räikkönen obviously out of shape there. Don't know why he was there. Mark Webber DNF with Nico Hulkenberg DNF as well. And as you can see, McLaren 1-2, Lewis and Felipe Massa on the podium. Not too bad. Grosjean not doing bad in 7th. But yeah, if you carry on watching, you can see that I am celebrating my 1 point. Yes! I'm actually quite impressed with that. I did alright. A bit cheeky at the end with Kobayashi behind me, and I didn't swerve, I swear. Oh dear, mate. But yeah, I did very good in IMO. It's my first 15-lap race. I don't usually do that much races, but that lap, sorry. But as you can see there, expert, everything off, dynamic racing line, legend, realistic rules and flags, no flashbacks, etc, etc, manual, and yeah, that's it. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Rate and subscribe for tea and biscuits, and to watch my future F1 videos. As usual, see you later, guys, and oh god, hiccup. Peace out. Bye bye.